What's Snap-on's tax rate in the U.S.?
31%, say, give or take. In the U.S., though, it's more like 34%. So we pay over 30% simply because most of our value added in terms of design and manufacturing is in the U.S., and it's far greater than many of our competitors.
We had another economist yesterday, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
It's one of
again talking about no one. This is a faux argument, but for manufacturers in the United States,
Berkshire
you move outside.
AT&T manufacturers here in the United States all pay.
Well, that's why it's a false narrative. It gives the opponents a lot of.
If the average is 20%, that means
but the average person on the street is still going to hear that they don't look into it closely, and all they're going to say to be against this plan is that no corporation pays 35 anyway, and that's
actually we're paying that. You can see it about manufacturers in the United States. You can ask the National Association of Manufacturers about this.
Right.
They will say they heartily endorse this plan because it changes the asymmetric burden that we have put on operations in the United States. This is not rocket science if you think about it. For a long time, America has risen because of the fact that things like organizations like manufacturing have utilized the middle class and given them great jobs and utilized their energy to drive society forward. And we have, through our tax rate, asymmetrically burdened that activity versus people outside the United States, as if the competition weren't tough enough.
Right.
And so this changes a lot of that, and I think it's
you've got you've got cheaper labor abroad, and then you have cheaper taxes, and what do you expect to happen? It's money, the capital's going to go to where it's treated, and
they ask people, okay, they ask. I think one of the questions that always comes up in this is, well, what's going to happen with the cash? Well, first of all, if you step back from a broad sense, I mean, fundamentally, if you strengthen one sector, I don't think I have to say this to the people who are listening with an earshot of my voice or in this sector of the country, that the operations, the sector, the industries that have higher returns are going to attract capital more. Snap-on has always said that the best place we can invest capital is in our business. And so if we got lower tax rate, we would be investing more in our business. It wouldn't necessarily have us hire tomorrow or invest in new capital expenditures tomorrow, because we have brand names and 200,000 tools, as you said. Not quite that many, but I'm glad to hear you use them.
Well, I use all, and I'm adept at all of them. I mean, really good at.
I would expect nothing less of a guy who went to MIT. I'll tell you that. But if you think about it this way, so that's going to advantage that. And if you ask the National Association of Manufacturers, and you say, what's going to happen when the tax break occurs? These are 14,000 manufacturers, most of which, the lion's share of which, over 3/4 of which are small companies. They say, 65% say, we're going to invest more in capital expenditures. 57% say my business is going to grow. 64% say my wages are going. I'm going to hire more people, and 52% say my wages are going to go up. So in general, you're going to see this. It makes sense. The more robust the sector is, the better it attracts capital, the more it will flourish. And so a vote for tax reform is a vote for the American worker.
Ron Johnson, he's your senator. Are you behind his push for?
Look, I say this. Ron Johnson has a great point, and the point is this. Small manufacturers, small companies are rock rib support and important for the American economy and for American jobs. But he's made that point is encapsulated in both the Senate and the House bill. In fact, any of those bills are not going to be perfect for either the large corps, C corps, or S corps, or pass-through people. And the National Association of Manufacturers, which represents a huge portion of these, endorses both sides of that, both Senate and House. So I think, yes, he has a point. Pass-throughs have to be taken care of. But we believe, I think the National Association of Manufacturers believe, that this is a great compromise and we ought to move forward with it. The other thing I think that's worth thinking about is people, I think, view this, economists, I've seen a couple economists on this show, and try to talk about the direct effect of investment and employment and so on. But it's not just that. It's the intent of the government. We see now, I think, manufacturers across this nation, and even in garages, we call on 300,000 garages and talk to technicians. The fact that the government would pass taxes, a tax reform bill, says that the government is finally serious about promoting jobs. The problem with saying you're behind jobs is occasionally you have to act like it, and this would kind of say that. So there would be this kind of, I think, animal spirits effect.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.